And welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews, as always. My name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And hello, how are we doing? We are back on a Thursday night to talk about some Marvel Legends. And today, there is some Marvel Legends to talk about. Now, I live in the West Midlands, that's sort of near Stratford-upon-Avon. I think there's some sort of history there with William Shakespeare. Again, Kurt Kay can correct me if I'm wrong. But if my history, it's a bit foggy, but if my history is correct, then William Shakespeare once asked the question, Build-A-Figure or no Build-A-Figure? That is the question. Today, we will try and answer it, okay? Very curious waves dropped. Is it retro card? Is it not? What's happening to plastic-free packaging? We don't really know what's going on. It's confusing us. Where's the accessories gone? How about that? Let's get into it all. But as always, I cannot do it on my own. Let me introduce the superest producer. It is, of course, Displayed One, a.k.a. Rich M. Rich, how you doing?
I'm doing good. You all right?
My history was correct, right? That was the William Shakespeare quote, right? Or am I remembering it wrong?
Yeah, I think that was right.
Yeah, he was a big Marvel Legends fan, if I remember correctly. That's how long Legends been going. Long time.
To BAF or not to BAF? That is the question.
Yeah, probably what he said, yeah. As you can see, people, I have a whole wall. Let me just show you this whole wall, okay? Whole wall, top, all the way to the bottom. And then even over here, I've got some on the wall, right? So, I'm a big retro card guy. But
so it's all your fault then.
Well,
Dan.
this is what I'm saying. I feel like I'm going to eat my words here because, like, I don't know how I feel about this wave. It's like, it's not quite what I was asking for. I'm very confused. I need to eat my words as well because I've been saying retro card is dead. And they're like, here's another retro card. Here's some more retro cards. I'm like, for God's sake, Hasbro, are you making plastic on packaging or not? I'm so confused. But we will get into all of that. Of course we will. Thank you to everyone joining us in the chat. There is already a live poll up in the chat that asks that famous question. It simply says, should Marvel Legends scrap the Build-A-Figure concept in replacement for more accessories, especially now with this new deluxe format, like in different Legends at different scales and different price points? Shall we just get rid of the Build-A-Figure now to stop people buying the figures they don't necessarily want for characters that they do want, and just give us more accessories? Like, is that something people would prefer? Again, I'm not saying it is. I'm just asking the question. So there is now currently a live question poll in the chat right now. It simply says, yes, don't need the Build-A-Figure anymore, or no, we should keep the Build-A-Figure waves. So far, 56% with over 60 votes say we should keep the Build-A-Figure waves. Is the bloodline of legends. Mark Tac jumped in. He says, I like Ye Romeo and Juliet wave. Yes, back in the day, that was a great wave. Okay, let's do some housekeeping, Rich. Then we'll just get straight into it. Okay, so let's do this first. As always, support all the other long-form content on the channel if you want to hear some rambling in the background while you're potting around, collecting toys at work, traveling around. I don't mind. Hopefully, I'll keep you entertained for a little bit. Today, me and the super producer recapping Legends and whatever nonsense we want to talk about. This Sunday, as in tomorrow, Legends and Liquor, people, and I'm feeling better. I've got a Koppelberg next to me. I'm feeling good. So, standard, same old. I'll do 2 groups of 8. So that's 16 guests. If you want to get on Legends and Liquor this week, please message me individually tonight after the stream. Again, we've been getting new faces on virtually every week this year, so I'd like to continue that theme and keep some new faces on as well as the old faces, and some people had a week off last time as well, which I appreciate. So lots of Marvel Legends noise to talk about. There's Hall of Fun, and so Legends and Liquor this Sunday, which is Sunday the 12th. If you want to be on, first come, first serve. You got to be a channel member, all that good stuff. You know the score, okay? If you want to contribute to the channel and be a part of today's stream, you can do so via Friday, the talking super chat robot. Anything over £4 or $4, Friday will read out your super chat. Let us know your thoughts on these Spider-Man reveals. Of course, me and Rich would always look at the comments, but if you really want to get your thoughts said, then interrupt the show and contribute at the same time. Much appreciated. And then for the people that want to go that extra little step to supporting the channel, you can hit that join button, and that is your way into Legends and Liquor. You become a channel member, you can literally become part of the channel. All right, it's as simple as that. You know I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Right, let me see if I can get the chat going here, Rich, and we can say hello to some people, because this I put this picture of the Spider-Man reveals up today, And my comment section was going a bit crazy, which with mixed opinions as well. It wasn't all just one-sided. There were people throwing in different thoughts. So I do think this is an interesting debate today when it comes to the legend stuff. Of course, some stuff we like, some stuff we don't like. Right, live chat's open. Let's say hello to some people. I'm going to scroll up top. Where's my Koppelberg? I'm about 90%. I'm not 100% yet, so still might hear a crackle, but I'm all right.
I got money in the
Okay, Mark
bank.
Tat kicking off the night. Little super chat. I appreciate that, Mark. Mark says, doing repaint classified barbecue while watching. Oh, very nice. Go and check out Joe's and Juice from yesterday, by the way, people. Me, Tom, and Mark recap all of the Joe's reveals. Some great figures as well. If you're a classified fan, really good, strong. And considering it snowed today, Snow Job did turn up and went up for pre-order eventually. So if you do like a Snow Job, you can pre-order it right now. That would be pretty good service, wouldn't it? Pre-ordering a Snow Job so you know it's coming. It says November, though. Long time to wait. Everything else is sold out, I think, though, so far. So go and check out Hasbro Pulse. You can see for yourself. Jamie also says, hey, Dan and Rich, 2 years as a channel member now. Wow, that is 2 years. That's impressive. This is my standard. Can I get on Legends of Liquor, please? Yes, absolutely you can. 24 months as a channel member. So Jamie is a day one channel member. Thank you so much, Jamie. He's basically the co-host of Legends and Liquor at this point. So, yes, of course, you can be on. I would have cancelled it if you weren't available, Jamie, for God's sake. So, yeah, thank you. And thank you, Mark, as well. Let me scroll back up. Okay. So, I've seen Abnugler. How do you feel about Abnugler these days, Rich?
He's there, and he's always there,
He
looking
is there.
from his little well.
And we're sending our love down the well.
Writing comments on the Monet video. Why didn't Captain Britain hit her over the head? That's what he was writing. I see you, Rafa. I see you.
Look, Captain Britain, Rich, it couldn't have happened. Rich would have killed me if that happened. Big Will, Abnugler, the Wolfpack. Happy birthday to both Z-Man and Magal, the Wolfpack toy review. It was their birthday yesterday. Both 21 again, I think. So, to be fair, Z-Man's probably younger than that, to be fair. So, anyway, happy birthday to them both. Hope you had a good day. Eddie, Jay's Toys Collection UK, thank you for the sing-song. Did you see his song, Rich?
Amazing song.
Yeah, absolutely. We need to he was also telling me I need to do a new rap intro, so maybe me and Jay can do a little collaboration. Him on the guitar, him singing the hook. I'll rap some verses, blow the dust off my mic. We're ready to go. So maybe we can make that happen.
Be like Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers all over again, wouldn't it? Kenny Loggins, Kenny Rogers, who was it? I can't remember.
I wouldn't know.
Islands in the Stream.
I wouldn't know. Craig's Nostalgic Collection says, hey everyone, hope we endured the snow while it lasted. Yeah, I did have to leave in the snow earlier. But I never like driving in the snow. Who does? Unless you have a big tank with
4x4 or something.
Yeah, exactly. Dominique in chat. Clouds in the chat. Greg. California Red Devil. I think he's being nice to me these days because the last Man U result. So, how you doing, California Red? Are we still good, yeah? We still good. Daniel S. Wing or Lose is in the chat. Paul McCarthy, not Cartney, remember. It's not the Beatles guy, even though he is a big fan. Christopher Allen, Home Dude. Arvin, Robo Noob. Damien's in the chat. There's definitely going to be a reveal that Damien likes. I'm sure there is. I think Tarantula. He must like Tarantula. Jason Lopez, the retweeting king, is in the house. I am TJ Williams. Are we related, TJ? Probably. We have this long lineage of Williams. The chat keeps going crazy over there.
Just like, it's all like flying up at once, isn't it?
Makes no sense. Chikamuka Kiara's in the chat. I can see you, Omar V. Greg Finstad, Disavowed Action Figures. They're all saying happy birthday to the Wolfpack who's in the chat. Jesus says, what's up, guys? Kurt K, you missed my start monologue about Shakespeare.
Eric Alfred Abel donated $4.99. What up, Rich? Has Dan said anything interesting? Just got here.
Rich, you want to answer that? Eric Alfred Abel says, what's up, Rich? Has Dan said anything interesting? Just got here.
Yeah, he did. If you go back to show 73, you'll find something interesting.
You're going to kill me. I'm meant to be getting better and I'm dying here already. God's sake, 10 minutes in. What did I say? Find out what I said on show 73, people. Was it interesting? Omar V is rubbing it the 7-0 in. California Red Devil says, we're still third, Dan. Look, we're in the Champions League still. Hey, finally, some good news for Chelsea. Bon Williams says, hey peeps. Disavow says, we have a storm coming through tomorrow and a huge storm on Monday. Not happy about it. Wow, it's snow outside for us currently. Rich had to get the bus, for God's sake, like a common person. Ridiculous. I'm joking, I'm only joking. Jim's in the chat, Jim Wheeler. I'm trying to just spot everybody. Well, anyway, everybody, I appreciate you. Compulsive Collectors here. Mike Hex, 1-6 Shooter. Striding, Justin, Cute Cool, Mr. Cheeseburger. What a name. Has Mr. Cheeseburger been here before? Seems like a name I'll remember. He says, I love the retro cards. Keep it up. No more Build-A-Figure. Keep it classic retro card and Sal Deluxe figures. Interesting. Well, we can get into all of that. Chi Collects is also there. Good morning, Dan. Rich in chat. Good morning, Chi Collects. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good night. Wherever you are around the planet. Let's get into some Marvel Legends news. And let me get some graphics up on screen and we can talk exactly about that. First, I do have to plug and say a massive shout out to Rich while he's here, as he sent me his beloved Monet. Now that is friendship right there. Did you not know? So Monet review is up right now. And Rich says he'll only be happy if it gets more views than Orb. So far... Orb has 4.
It's got more views than Orb.
Yes, more views than Orb. She's good. She's in the clear. Nearly hitting 5,000 views for Monet. Monet Saint Croix. Shout out the Power of X Men podcast as well. Flinkman and Daysprings, they both did an in-hand review of both Monet and Emma. It's good to see that people are enjoying the figures. Definitely better in hand than people are expecting. The promo images do not do those figures justice. So if you want to go and see the review for Monet, go and check that out. It's on the channel right now. Today, we are talking about this lot. The Spider-Man...
Can we talk about Monet more?
Yeah, I know, right. Again, this just sort of... The figures just sort of spark a debate. And we're allowed to have a debate here. Again, me and Rich are not the channel that are going to tell you what to think or anything like that. You can think what you want. You can love what you want. You can hate what you want. We're just going to talk from all perspectives here about this wave and the questions it sort of asks. Just for conversation's sake. I've got an hour and a half to fill, for God's sake, people, all right?
Yeah, I thought going in today, easy show. They'll show off a BAF. We'll be like, is it a good BAF? Is it a bad BAF? Yeah. I discuss the wave. But no, they fucked that up, didn't they?
And this is why they fucked it up, Rich, because the whole wave is on blister cards, which makes no sense since Hasbro said no more plastic packaging. Then Craven came out, gave us a bit of hope. And yeah, I was on the same wavelength of Rich. I thought today's stream would be me and Rich recapping the Build-A-Figure. Would that be a good character choice? How people feel about the Build-A-Figure? I think the majority, and to be fair to the Hasbro team, I don't think any of them even said we will announce the Build-A-Figure at a later date. I think we all just assumed that wave was a Build-A-Figure wave and we would see it at a later date. So it wasn't anything that... They didn't dupe us. They just never mentioned the Build-A-Figure. We all assumed there would be one. So... Even me and Rich, we thought there'd be a Build-A-Figure for this wave, and we were sort of speculating what it could be. We thought it may be a classic Spider-Man character to sort of entice people to maybe buy those modern designs that may not... Because some of those designs have literally only been in comics about a year. Did you say that Miles' costumes debuted a year ago, less than that, Rich?
I think Miles is about 2 years, I think. Okay. I think Chasm is the newest one. That is like less than a year.
So yeah, we thought classic Build-A-Figure for this full wave. And then, to our surprise, in our Instagram groups earlier, I think someone shared this. And at first, people were a little bit hesitant to believe if it was genuine or not, because obviously the retro cards have a slightly different design, apart from the two classic characters. And it caught everyone off guard. And then we started, actually, the good thing about a pre-order is that you get to see what you're actually paying for, like what accessories we get in, what interchangeable heads we get in, what interchangeable hands we get in. Turns out,
where are they in this picture?
It turns out not a lot, because so we don't get a Build-A-Figure, and we don't even get more accessories because of that Build-A-Figure, but we do get the retro cards. But I understand, like, you know me, I love the retro card, but there is obviously a caveat there, because they're not really retro cards when they're new character designs on a new style card. If anything, it's just new designs on a plastic packaging, which I do prefer in general. Like, just seeing these figures, I think they look more enticing. Just as figures, just as collectibles. We were talking recently about like going to Forbidden Planet and seeing how weird the shelves look with all the boxed figures. It just doesn't look good. So
I was definitely a part of that conversation.
Yeah, you're not allowed in. That's why you're banned. But what we're saying is that overall, the general consensus with collectors is that we don't like plastic-free packaging. Even if you're an out-of-box collector, you have to admit that the plastic-free packaging, whether you're bothered or not, it doesn't look as good as like retro or even just the regular window cards. So in general, I do prefer window packaging. Even if it's figures I'm not interested in, I subjectively think, they look better. But there are 2 figures there on that card there, Rich, so I'm going to be sucking in all the same. So let's go through these and we'll sort of inspect and see if we can find any accessories. We can have a look. Can't promise there is any, but we can have a look. So shout out Toy Arc as always. We'll just go through this in whatever order they've got it up. So let's start off with Rose. Richard Fisk, the son of Kingpin. He is quite a classic character, been around a long time. He wasn't in the animated show, I don't think. But all were many of the characters we've got on this retro card. Now, this one is a retro card, as it is a recreation of the Toy Biz card that was in the 90s, just with a new character, which I think is fair game. We've already had that with the Wave. And this is new tooling on this body as well. It's a new suited body. Still think it will be limited in articulation. And it seems like he does have a few accessories at least. So he gets the 2 guns, 2 interchangeable hands, and an actual Rose for the Rose gimmick, of course.
Brand new newly sculpted Rose as well. All the budget has gone on that.
Brand new Rose, everybody. Brand new Rose. Brand new piece. So, Rose, here he is, posing with his Rose, with his gun. He's got a little pointy hand. So, what are we saying with the Rose so far? All right, so on the retro card packaging, few accessories. Not so bad so far, right?
So with Rose, I would say Rose is probably the highlight of this wave. It is on like the traditional retro card. He does have some accessories, but I think looking back to like wave 1, wave 2 of the Spider-Man retro cards, this would be like your filler 6-figure in the wave. It would be that one. But in this wave, it is the best of them all because he actually comes with some shit in there.
Yeah, absolutely. It still boggles my mind that like we haven't got characters like Chameleon on this card yet, but that we've got Rose. So that makes me just think that they've got plans for Chameleon in the VHS line, maybe. Shout out California Red Devil, super chat.
California Red Devil donated $4.99. Figma, Mayfex, NECA, lend me your accessories.
Yeah, Figma, Mayfex, NECA, lend me your accessories. Thank you so much for the super chat, California Red Devil. I won't mention the 7-0 again after that time I just said it. I'll shut up. Thank you very much. Yes, definitely lackluster in accessories. There is no defending it. Absolutely. If there's a Build-A-Figure piece, sometimes you can say, wow, we're getting a Build-A-Figure piece, but here it is no Build-A-Figure piece. So, yeah. But like Rich says, I sort of agree with you, Rich, especially because it's on the card back that I like. This is the one that I want 2 of. Do you know what I mean? Because it is for the war type thing. So this is my wheelhouse. I'm very biased. I don't expect anyone to be on my page, but this is a character I do want anyway in the collection, and because it's on that retro card with that style, yes, it will fit. Look, I've told you, I've got a gap for Craven, and there's still room, people. I'll move the Koppelberg, don't worry, there's still room. So, yeah, let's do a hit and miss with these characters as we move through, people. Just because I'm curious if people like the new designs, because there are some interesting designs that some people just may like and may inspire them to go and read a comic or something like that. So give us a hit and miss on the Rose figure, and I'll read a couple out. But they have updated the body as such, and it is time we got a better suited body, don't you think, Rich?
Oh, 100%. Especially, hopefully the legs are better. That, like the ankles, that's the bit where he just like falls over. But yeah, I mean, like if you like the Rose, this is a good character. But as I said before, in my top 100 Spider-Man villains, the Rose would not even.
He was 101. He just missed out on that list.
So even though he's on a retro card, it has no appeal for me. But if you're a lover of the Rose and you love the retro card, then this is a dream come true for you, I'm sure.
Completely pinless, by the way. So it is updated double jointed pinless arms and updated double jointed pinless suited legs. So I doubt there'll be much articulation in the torso. I'm sure there is under that jacket, but the jacket will obviously make it very limiting. But like Rich said, it's on the sort of the actual retro card, and it actually does come with some accessories. So This is one I like. Shout out to Jeff, who just subscribed as well. Shout out Jeff if you're watching live. Let me read some of these hits in the chat. Quite a lot of hits as well for Rose. So Craig hit, Curtis hit. Kurt K says, I want one of two I wanted. I haven't seen the prices yet. What are they? We can show you that as well. California Red Devil with a hit. Doc Avenger said, are these going retro card? Well, this one is definitely retro card. The other ones I wouldn't call retro, but they're on a card. I can confirm that. Compulsive Collector says hit. Arvin says hit. Home Dude says miss. Doc Avenger hit. Shishi Collect says hit for the Rose. Tac Tac Customs says, oh, Tac Tac Toys with film. They're the same person. He's fine. He says miss for me. CM Brock says miss some paint. Any paint. LOL. yeah. To be fair, but he is that character. The character design is pretty spot on. He wears a white suit with a purple mask. So yeah, I'm sure they could have gave us some extra details, but it still looks like the character in the comics. Omar V says miss. Bon Williams says miss unless it's sale, which I've seen a lot of people say. Jason Lopez says Rose is a hit just for the new sculpted body in hopes for a comic Mr. Knight down the line. I'm sure that body will be reused many, many times over. Jamie says hit. Your boy's got a toy says miss. Christopher Allen says miss. Abnugler says hit, but buying this on clearance. The Casual Collector says looks like a clearance Fortnite figure. Jay's Toys Collection says hit for the Retro Rose, but spoiler, might be the only hit of the evening. Oh, just give it away. Just give it away. Pink Flylock says miss, sorry, not enough money. Mr. Cheeseburger says I'm not a fan of the suited body. It's always a pass for me. Capliv says as someone who's currently reading, these are all hits for me, but not at full price. See? There you go. That's exactly people who are reading the comics. These designs are definitely going to be more attractive to them because it's what they're currently seeing on the comic book page, and that's probably who it's aimed for as well. I'm sure it's Marvel in general that are pushing this mandate too. 16 Shooter says always like the Rose, but this just looks very flat. Yeah, like people were saying, lack of paint, but the character design is the white suit with a purple mask. So, but it could have a little bit more. I understand that. Okay, let's keep going through here. Otherwise, this is going to be a long night. Okay, next up. So this one is Chasm. So like Rich said, this is probably the newest design in the comics that has been turned into an action figure. And if you're a fan of the Spider-Verse and you just like adding different Spider-Verse characters on the shelf, then it's like an Iron Man Hall of Armor, isn't it? Like you'll take any design just to add to your Spider-Verse, forever expanding that collection. But I do think this is Ben Reilly like evilized, or something's happened to him. I haven't been reading, so I don't know what, but this is bad Ben Reilly. He's teamed up with some bad guys, right, Rich?
Yeah, he kind of falls into like some like ectoplasm goo, and then he comes back as Chasm, and then teams up with like the Goblin Queen, and there's this whole Dark Web crossover with Spider-Man, Venom, and the X-Men. It's quite a good read, to be fair. I quite enjoyed it. But yeah, Chasm is front and center of that. Like he looks good. He's a good-looking character. But again, he comes with two like power pieces, like SFX pieces that we've seen many times with like Scarlet Witch, people like that. I think Jubilee comes with them all the time. And nothing else. No alternate hands. Not even like a Ben Reilly head, which people like. I was talking to someone earlier on Instagram. I've forgotten who it was because I talked to so many people. But look how popular I am. Look how popular.
Stop messaging people. Stop messaging Rich. Everyone, calm down.
the Ben Reilly head. Like, I mean, that's already sculpted, and we've only ever had it once. Like, we've had two Ben Reillys since then. We haven't had it. This has got two Ben Reillys in this wave, and we still haven't had that head. Like, that's already made. You could just put that in again, and just a couple of alternate hands. But this has nothing. And then that's what, looking at like that first Spider-Man retro wave, that first wave of 6, every figure but one has like alternate head, and they all have something with them. Like the Green Goblin has a bloody full-on glider with him. Like, you know, it's not like there's not much. And this is just lackluster with what it's got.
Yeah, so there you go. That's everything you get in the box. And someone talked about prices. We will come and talk about prices. They are currently on Pulse for $24.99. But that is Pulse. Of course, you can go to Independence in the UK on In-Demand Toys for $22.99. So that you do have options for prices. But from what Hasbro Pulse has, that's usually the standard. So
I think that's the recommended retail price in the UK is $24.99.
yeah.
But like Dan says, a lot of the independent sites will do them for cheaper. So go and have a look around.
Yeah, and again, that's the big debate about Legends since sort of the Forbidden HasLab is like, where's the people aren't seeing the value in Legends anymore, and that's what's opening the big debate. And unfortunately, waves like this sort of continue that debate, because this is all we're getting, and it's on the Sunfire body as well. But that aside, the character design you say is quite accurate to what you see on the comic book page. That's fair game. What do you think of the redesign for the retro card here? Well, I keep saying retro card, but it's not even a retro card. This is just a new design for a blister card for a Spider-Man figure. Do you like it?
I'm torn on it because it's like, I just think if this was a retro wave, why not do a full retro wave of figures?
Agreed.
So this is like, there's no nostalgia with this. It's nice that it's in a blister pack. It's better than the one that we've been getting. But then I don't get why this is on a Spider-Man. You could make like a generic Marvel Legends type background, because then like when we get to Elektra, why is Elektra on a Spider-Man card? I think she interacts with Spider-Man once in Dark Reign, otherwise a Devil's Reign, sorry. Otherwise it just makes no sense whatsoever. Like there's no attachment to this to keep it on the card. I don't see. Like it's nice that we can see the figures. So if there's like a dodgy paint job or anything missing, you can now see it. So I'm all for that. I think that's good. But then is this like what is this? What is this wave? Is this how the waves are going to be going forward now? Are they going to be like this? Is this a one-off? Like there's no explanation. What is this?
It's so confusing.
I don't understand.
Honestly, how do you think I feel? I'm so confused. Like I love the plastic packaging. I think the consensus amongst the community is that we prefer this, but when it makes sense, and like mixing this with the other figures is what's even more confusing. It's like, why didn't they just go all Spider-Man retro? Like I do think Hasbro though do get sort of a lot of say from Marvel telling them, look, we want some more modern characters in the line here, push this. So maybe that's the case of these figures being made.
I bet they wish they had a DC license, because then it's just DC going, make Batman, make a Batman, make another Batman, make a Batman.
That's all they say.
Be easier.
Todd doesn't even want to make Batman figures. It's just DC on the other end of the phone. Todd's like, are you sure? I can make another character.
Another Batman?
No, Batman, Todd. Batman. Where Marvel do want to push it a bit and give us new characters. In the chat, Curtis says, I was in a band called Chasm. What type of music? What type of genre was your band Chasm?
K-pop, I reckon.
K-pop. Curtis Randall was in a K-pop band called Chasm, everybody. Go and Google it. See if you can find it.
Dance routines were legendary.
Anyway, new packaging on the card back. I'm trying to resist calling it retro, because there's no retro, there's no nostalgia or retro to a new character design on a new card backing. It's just following a familiar template, I guess, would be the way.
Like I don't think it's badly designed. I just think it's like we've already got that retro card line. So what is this? Because that's just comic book art. It's not like anything new. Like the back has a different back as well. It doesn't like ape the vintage card again, because there's nothing to ape.
Doesn't even have cross sale.
Chasm is a new character, so there's nothing to like do. But then like, what is this going forward? Is this the new normal? Is the BAF's gone?
Don't know.
Like what is happening?
I don't know. It's stressing me out. Amanda, we may need that hexagon wall after all. All right. The Hasbro are confusing me. Okay,
are you going to keep one of these? Would you keep one of these on cards?
Yeah, let me just state straight away, people. These are not going on the wall. All right, this design is not going on the wall. Now, I appreciate Hasbro actually putting some plastic on their packaging. I understand Hasbro want to be sustainable, but use recycled plastic and stay. Do you know
Dan,
what I mean? What?
They have been sustainable because they've given you that plastic packaging and they've took away all the accessories and that's where they save to make they like green remit. There's no more hands, no more nothing.
I didn't want to
more
sacrifice
pieces because of you, because you wanted this damn retro
this ain't on
card.
me. Don't put this on me. People on YouTube already hate me. Like, this is I do not want to sacrifice accessories for plastic on packaging. That's not like, it shouldn't be a pick or choose. So yeah, you know what I say. If you watch a review, then it's a drinking game. Every time I say options, people, I love options. Accessories give us options. Now I know some people don't care for them because they just sit in a tub and you never use them, but I do like mixing the display up occasionally and whatever. So options are never a bad thing, and to have options you need accessories. What does Bug Nice always say? Heads and hands make the figure. A lot of people are into ACBA. Again, you need options to take photos, etc. So there you go. But that's got nostalgic attached to it.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Exactly. All right, let's keep going through. So there's Ben Reilly fouling some goo that's definitely not Venom. But here we have Ben Reilly in his updated suit. Now this is on the newest Spider-Man body, the Renew Your Vows body. So it is the completely pinless Marvel Legend body with the toe articulation. So again, you can love it or hate it, but I do think the general consensus is this is currently the best Spider-Man Marvel Legend body available. I know not everyone's a fan, but the majority I do think prefer this. Now again, he comes with a set of fisted hands, one open palm. I'm not defending this, people. I'm just reporting what's actually happening, okay? So, one open palm and one swip. What happened to the other two? Where's the pairs? I don't know what to say. Anyway, Ben Reilly. I don't hate the character design for Ben Reilly and the suit. It's not my mind's eye Ben Reilly, but I do like the design they've got here with the Spidey logo going down to the black. Still good Spidey big eyes as well. So I like the design. And again, on that new style of card back, it pops 100% better than plastic-free packaging. Absolutely. But do you want this Ben Reilly, Rich?
No, because it doesn't look right to me. It's like look at the art next to it.
Yeah.
Like I saw it as more like a navy, like a blue kind of color.
Got like a shimmer to it, yeah.
Yeah, but this is like black, so I don't know. It just doesn't read right. Maybe it changed in the comic book, and I didn't read that bit. But that doesn't it? It looks like
Also,
a bluey color.
Also, it looks like see the black stripe is going up over the shoulder.
Yeah.
And then on the figure, the black stripe doesn't go over the shoulder; it goes down. Yeah. But then on the actual image, it's going over the shoulder. So it should sort of go up and across, but instead it goes down and under. So it's right with it being off to the side a little bit, sort of where his heart is. That's sort of accurate. But yeah, then I think the web line should go up and over. Again, very small criticism, but just pointing out what I see. Just thinking out loud, people. Thinking out loud. But this is another one where we could have had a Ben Reilly head. 2 opportunities to give us a Ben Reilly head, and they missed on both.
We don't usually get, like, 2 of the same figure in a wave either. So to get like 2 Ben Reileys in one wave and 2 modern Ben Reileys, it's kind of pushing the Ben Reilly quota, I think.
There's a lot of Ben Reilly fans.
Like I like Ben Reilly. I'm a big fan of Ben Reilly. But did I need 2 in one wave?
They don't even say Ben Reilly on the Chasm packaging. I'm just going backwards. No, they just say Marvel's Chasm. So yeah, they didn't harp on. We obviously people.
Perhaps they didn't know it was Ben Reilly at that point because they must have made it so long ago. They just had to design and were like, "This is Chasm, put it out there."
Yeah. Jay Darkside said it's almost like Superior Spider-Man. Yeah, a little bit. Sort of like the Doc Ock sort of era of Spider-Man. That's Superior Spider-Man, isn't it? You couldn't get rid of those figures back in the day. Like people were trying to flog them for $5. Now they go for a pretty penny on eBay. So who's that?
Caplim says his suit should be blue, not black as well. See, so it's not just me. It is.
There you go. And Cap said he's reading the comics currently. Yeah, so it does have the blue shimmer to it. Like you can even see the legs there are definitely blue. Maybe this is a dark blue rather than a straight up black. Maybe it's just the lighting. That lighting definitely makes it black. Yeah. Okay. I don't hate the design. Again, I do like the card art better than plastic-free packaging, but with no Build-A-Figure, you'd expect more accessories, at least the full set of hands. So yeah, they're disappointing in regards to that, absolutely. Just going back to the chat, I had quite a few. Someone put hashtag blame. Compulsive Collector said hashtag blame Dan Who. Let's not start that because the community, the revolution on YouTube will love that. So let's not do that. But people seem to like the design of Chasm. Because, again, the character does pop for sure. So there did seem to be a bit of love for Chasm. Not as much love for this Ben Reilly, though. Dominique with the super chat. Thank you so much. Let Friday read that out.
Dominique Smith donated $4.99. I would have preferred Ben with the blue hoodie on Renew Your Vows body over this costume.
I think that would have been a very popular decision for sure. Dominique says, I would have preferred the Ben with the blue hoodie on Renew Your Vows Spidey over this costume. I think the last time we got the blue hoodie was on like the second wave of vintage card backs on the grey card, and it had a bit of metallic shine to it in comparison to the one that came out, maybe the Rhino Build-A-Figure wave. I think it was before that. So it's been a while. It's been years since that Ben Reilly's been out. So I think a new opportunity for collectors to get the sort of iconic Ben Reilly look would have been a great shout. Great shout. And then you could have put that on the retro card and it would have made sense because that costume was actually in the animated show. So that would have made a lot more sense. I completely agree with that option for sure. But again, with these new characters, like I keep saying, I do think Hasbro own the license. I do think Hasbro are pushing these characters on the Marvel team. And the inclusion, the missing pieces, like, I keep saying it, but where's Chameleon? Chameleon should be on this card back already. The fact that it's not makes me think there's plans for Chameleon elsewhere. That's why I think it's going to turn up in the retro wave.
Do you think, like, Jesse Falcon's on the phone now? All right, Hasbro. I've got some Ben Reillys for you. Want to see these new Ben Reillys? I want 3 of them in the line. Go on, put them in.
When did he turn into a Cockney gangster? He's in a Guy Ritchie movie. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, next up, Miles Morales. So, again, not Miles' most famous costume, but it is currently what's going on in the comics. And from what you see on the comic page, it looks quite accurate. A hard design to transition into plastic.
It looks better there than it did last week when they were posing it, though. It doesn't look... it looked too big, the jumper did. The like sweatshirt even looked too big. But there, it doesn't look too bad. Again, it's not my favourite design for Miles, but it is the modern Miles design. And I think he does a good job of capturing that.
Yeah, I like when like a figure looks accurate to the comic book page. I always say that if from page to plastic, if it looks like the character, I'm usually happy. And it seems like here the articulation is there for the waist, but it's underneath his jacket, so it will be limited. I'm sure. I doubt there's an ab crunch there. Maybe it's a ball joint. Did they explain it on the video when they revealed it? I can't remember. They did try and point out all the articulation points.
There was some kind of articulation underneath.
So there's definitely some type of articulation underneath that jumper. But I completely agree. It's like it's not my mind's eye of Miles by any means. But like Capliv says, if you're currently reading the comics, then this is going to be more appealing to you. And there's no denying it looks like what you see in the comics. But that's not what people's issue is. People's issue is the accessories. California Daredevil says, ahead, my kingdom for another head. Dick the Third, Richard the Third said that. My head, my kingdom for another head. Well, we got no Ben Reilly heads, unfortunately. So sad times. But I do appreciate the reference.
No Miles head either. No one gets head.
No one gets head. Sad times. Everyone loves head, and there's no head to be seen. Sad times. So yeah, again, people's issue isn't the fact that this character doesn't look like the character it's meant to represent on the comic book page. People's issues are with the price point, no Build-A-Figure, and then just 2 hands. At least this time, Rich, just trying to find a positive, find a silver lining. I'm struggling, but at least they're a pair.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. But it's like, how hard would it to be like 2 like wall crawling hands in there as well? And like we got a Miles head and they just sculpted
Spider-Man
last
deco
year.
is
We
pricey
could put
though,
in
Rich.
there.
Come on now, Spider-Man price deco. Look at all the deco on those hands. That's what they say. That's what they tell us. That's what they tell us. I don't hate the design. It's just not for me. As I said, and again, this new card design, I don't hate it. It's just not going on my wall. All right, saving my wall for the classic look. So not Miles, unfortunately, but I don't hate it. Now this one's going on the wall. Tarantula is on the classic retro card. Now, this is what I'm talking about. So if you couldn't tell, I'm all in on Rose and Tarantula. The rest, I can just enjoy from a distance, even though Elektra looks really good. But we'll get to that in a second. Tarantula here, classic villain. Whether he's wearing the blue or the black bandana, I think both are fair game.
Not for the Marvel Legends team.
Clearly not. They could have given us both options, but never mind. Jay in the chat says, let's be honest, G.I. Joe is taking a steaming shit on the Marvel Legends with the accessory count at the minute. Also has no Build-A-Figure. I don't need all of these figs, so bag marketing. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure, that, again, I just always try and play devil's advocate and sit on the fence. G.I. Joe is owned by Hasbro, where Marvel is a license, so there's more red tape, I suppose. So is it licensing prices? Is it like who knows what it is? Again, we can all speculate, but the bottom line is none of us actually know. But
I don't think it's fair to blame the marketing team for this. I'm sure they are just a thrill to try and market this pile of shit as we are. Like, I don't think this is a marketing decision. I think there's something else going on behind the scenes. I don't think like Ryan and Dan were like, let's give us no BAFs and let's go out and announce this to all the YouTubers and the Twitters and the Instagram and Reddit, and they'll be thrilled. I'm sure that didn't happen.
Dan Yoon and Ryan could be lurking right now on this stream, and as I said, like they do the best with what they're given. Just unfortunately, what some of the things they're
filling in their forms to transfer to the My Little Pony team right now,
he's like back to Babies Alive or whatever he used to be on. He's like, is there space back on that team? So yeah, I don't think it's a marketing thing either. There's so many cogs behind the scenes. As I said, I do think there's more red tape though with licensing with Marvel. Maybe that affects the price. Again, speculation. I don't know shit, people. All right, don't listen to me. I've told you that many times. California Red Devil says a rose by any other name would smell like Fisk. Very nice. I appreciate that. It's very true. Back to, again, the rose I'm all in on. I've got no issues with the rose. I will find a space next to his father on the display for sure. Now back to Tarantula here. As I said, he could have the blue or the black bandana. I think he's comic accurate to a certain extent. Which would you have preferred, Rich?
I got money in the bank.
Yeah, both would have been a good option. There's the super chat from California Red Devil. Thank you again. I'll read it one more. A rose by any other name would smell like a Fisk. Oh, I added the A. Smell like Fisk. Yeah, both would have been good. I'm fine with black or blue. I think I would have preferred the black though, but the blue's a splash of colour. Not mad about it. So he is on the Sunfire body, if I think correctly, and they've just sort of added the sort of spikes on his toes.
He's got a new foot.
New foots, everybody. Go new foot. Unfortunately, this is an issue that we've always had with Spider-Man figures that are not on pinless bodies. Again, pins on action figures are not the be-all end-all for me, but on occasions like this, it is quite jarring and annoying because the pins are the opposite colour to the costume. So that's what people are frustrated about. Because on this side, they need to be black.
They match, but they're not on the other side.
Yeah, so that's just the general issue we've always had with Spider-Man-esque character designs. So it's not the pins that bother me; it's the non-matching colours on the pins that bother me. So this type of design would benefit from a pinless body, but it isn't. It's on the Sunfire body, which isn't a terrible Marvel Legends body. So yeah, classic design on the retro card. I don't think he was in the animated show. Pretty confident he wasn't. But he is a classic Spider-Man character. I don't think he was. He might have been on a TV screen or a flashback, but he wasn't a villain in the show. I'd remember if he was for sure. But it is a classic villain.
Toy Biz did him though, didn't they? Did they?
Maybe.
I remember Tarantula somewhere. Or was it on that Spider-Man Classics?
Yeah, it was the Classics, 100% on the Classics. Yeah, because he wasn't on. He was never. He's never been on Marvel Legends proper. He was on the Classics, but I don't think he was on this card on the Toy Biz days. But either way, a character like this is fair game. If we get bloody negative Spider-Man and Webman on this card, I think an actual villain like Tarantula is more fair game on this card. So Tarantula. You've made the wall. Congratulations, Tarantula. Well done. You're on the wall. I'm going to have a ceremony for everyone who makes the wall now because it's limited space. So, Craven, you're in. Rose, you're in. Tarantula, you're in. Miles, Chasm, and the other one, you're out. Ben Riley. 2 Ben Rileys. So, yeah, Tarantula. So, any thoughts on Tarantula here, Rich? You like the character?
I love the action feature on the back about all the things you can do with the figure. Stand him there.
With his 0 accessories. Oh, shit, we didn't even mention that. I can't wait to pose him with his other...
That's why he could have come with just... Even out the head, just painted black, even if it was the same bloody skull.
Yeah, 100%. Options. Yeah, so a quick recap on Tarantula's accessories. They're here somewhere. Just zooming in just in case. Anyone see them? No, they're not there, people. There are no accessories with Tarantula. Sad times. Now, for me, on the wall, it doesn't really matter if they've got accessories or not, but I am going to buy one to open, so it would have been nice to have display options, but I guess he will just punch people from now on, which is whatever. Is what it is. And very annoying, obviously. Not justifying it. So yeah, no accessories with Tarantula, but at least he's on the right retro card for me. Let's keep going through. Now, this one is one which is conflicting a lot of people because people actually like this Marvel Legend. Now, positives here. This is a very accurate design of Elektra as Daredevil.
Yeah.
On a brand new female Marvel Legend body, completely pinless, double articulated. She actually comes with some size. They actually show off now in the promo images. You've got the scarf piece that wasn't on the live stream. So you've still got the sculpted head behind there as well. Really, really does look like a solid representation of this character design from the comic book page to plastic. So I like the actual Marvel Legend. I like the figure here. So I want this. It's on the retro. It's retro. It's on the card back. That isn't based on any type of retro design. But I like it. So I think this is a buyer one for me because I don't need two for display or anything like that. But I definitely like this. I think this is your favorite of the wave, right, Rich?
Yeah, this is the only one I pre-ordered. This is the one that I want. I think it's got a great design. Like, it's all pinless, all new sculpting as well. Like, all new torso, all new legs, new head. I like the scarf that goes around her as well. She only comes with a size. She doesn't come with any alternate hands or anything like that, or like a sword or something, just something else. But I don't get why it's on this Spider-Man card. It makes no sense at all. It's like, if you are going to do this packaging, why didn't you put a big Daredevil logo on it? Like, they've obviously got their own in-house designers. Would it have been that much harder? Because obviously all these cards, it's not like the generic cards and just put on there, because they've all got different images with, like, this has got like the electric.
So they have to be printed separately anyway.
Yeah. So why not just make this like Daredevil or Elektra on the top, or even like a generic Marvel Legends card if you're going to do that? I don't get this on a Spider-Man card. Makes no sense to me. I know they've done it before with Daredevil on the retro card, but that made sense because that came in, like, the Toy Biz Daredevil was on that Toy Biz card. This being modern, it just makes no sense at all. And yeah, like Jason Lopez said, why not chuck in that alternate head, like unmasked head as well? Like, they've got that made as well. This stuff that, like, you wouldn't have had to spend loads of money on to make, like, with making again. You've got stuff pieces there that you could put in, even like just, like 2 pair of fisted hands and an alternate head would have like buffed this up a bit. Because if you look back at those early retros, it's not like they come with like massive amounts of accessories. Like, people like Electro, it only comes with one alternate set of hands. It's not like they come with loads and loads in there, but they've all got something, and there's lots of alternate heads and lots of like big bits as well. Whereas these, like, Electro comes with his size, is like, that's like a selling point. Like, Electro without his size would be not Electra.
Yeah, again, she comes with a size at least you can hold on, but interchangeable hands would have definitely helped. This is the type of character as well where you don't want to just display standing. Some characters are absolutely fair game, display them standing, whatever. But this is a character that can come to life on the shelf depending on how you pose her, on a flight stand or whatever. So this is a character that you want to show off. You want it to come to life. And the lack of accessories definitely limit your posability for sure. But again, just subjectively looking at the figure, it does look good. It does look like what it's meant to represent. It's utilising the best of what Legends can offer us right now. It's just the confusing element of, okay, where's the accessories for the price point, and why is it on the Spider-Man card back? Like, sometimes with certain characters, you're just happy to get them regardless of how they release them. But like Rich says, it just does make you ask the question, like, why couldn't it be on a different card? That, like, why I don't know, it's a weird one. You've seen the Super Producers graphics, people. If the Hasbro team are lurking, which I know you are, Rich would have knocked you up a little retro card for Daredevil. You would have done something for him, right, Rich? You can get on the phone to China, send them the PDF.
I could have knocked something up with Elektra written on it and a Daredevil logo.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be that hard.
What format do you need? What formats the factory need? You can do JPEG, you can do GIF or GIF, however you prefer.
PDF,
whatever you need. Rich can sort you out, all right? Just hit him up next time. He's ready. We're ready. Looking at the chat, general consensus on this seems to be hit. When I put the picture up, Mikey Moonboots hit, Jason Lopez massive hit, Omar V hit, Dominique hit, Chi collects this figure, looks awesome, big hit, Compulsive Collector, a lot of hits for the Elektra, best reveal of 2023 so far for him. Paul McCarthy says, we got the mustache, no room for accessories. Oh, he's on about Tarantula. It is an impressive mustache, I won't take that away from him. Home Dude with the hits on Elektra. Black Void says that's a hit. Elektra took the wave budget, says Greg. Could be. Again, answers to questions we'll never know. Or Cloud says this one is tempting. Abnogler says the blue paint is really expensive, that's why no extra hands, and Ben wasn't painted blue but came with 2 hands. Maybe it's blue paint, expensive. They're saving it all for the Avatar figures. Doc Avenger, hot hit. Quinn comment says, I like all the reveals except for Miles Morales. Not liking that costume. Regular clothes should never be used as costumes. If he didn't have the sweatshirt, it would have been good. Yeah, it is a weird. It's definitely not as good as his previous suit. I don't get why he changed his costume. That's what I'm thinking. What's the canon? Why did he change? Was he cold? Was it getting cold in New York?
Would you wear the same clothes for like 4 years? Oh, hang on.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I do. I told you. No shame. I'm a cartoon character. You open my drawers, it's just the same clothes: black t-shirts, black jeans, black hoodies. I'm a cartoon character. I don't need branded clothes. I don't need to spend. I spend all my money on toys. Cheap black t-shirts, good enough for me. All right, so I don't mind that. Take that as a compliment. Thank you so much. Super Turk. How's Super Turk doing? Tottenham got knocked out the Champions League. Chelsea are still in. Surprising, isn't it, Tanner? Very surprising. He says, probably the only one, but hit on the entire wave for me. Probably the only hit. I thought he said hit on the whole wave. I was like, that's not true. Probably the only...
He's saying he's probably the only one, but it's hit on the entire wave.
Oh,
yeah,
it is. He is saying. Oh, okay, interesting. Well, Tanner's probably reading current comics, so these designs probably mean something to Tanner as more so. Kurt says, thank you, Rich, for turning me onto these comics. Elektra is 2 for 2 for me. Hit with some Rich M emojis there. So Kurt's showing you some love. Rob Pollock also says hit. Rob Pollock, has this been made in Mini-Mates? That's what I want to know. Does this have a Mini-Mate? Rob would have it.
No, they haven't, because Mini-Mates have like cut back in recent years. They're not doing as much now.
They're doing Turtles and G.I. Joe and Transformers. I've seen loads of Mini-Mates recently.
It's the Marvels have gone to like box set. There was a Young Avengers box set, I think, dropped this week.
Okay.
The more you know.
The more you know. Okay. Let's keep going through here. So, again, I think we like that. Just more accessories. Was on the Spider-Man card? That's what we're asking the question. Next up. Why is she on this design? No, I'm joking. So, we got Jessica Drew on her sort of modern design, but she's now also gone back to wearing her classic design. So, it's a very brief period in the comics, which Rich explained last week. So, I'll throw this over to Rich. Rich, character design for Jessica Drew. What are we saying?
Like Jessica Drew, don't like this costume, have no need to buy this. Maybe if it went down to half price, I would buy it on clearance. But yeah, I mean, like, if you like that brief run of Jessica in this comic book, or you like Jessica Drew and you want like all the different looks, because I mean, they have done her other look with the eye mask, didn't they? They did that, and that was the last Jessica Drew we had, I think. So there have been a different Jessica Drew. So if you want a little army of Jessica Drews, like my Jubilee shelf, then it's a good figure to have. But for me, not essential. I will wait for Veranke, the Squall Queen instead. Yeah, on that body.
There she is. That came in the 2015 Thanos Build-A-Figure wave. The very first comic Thanos we got. It was like an Avengers themed wave. It came with like Hellcat, Captain America, Iron Man. Hulk, I think, was in that wave as well. So a while ago. So I do think a new Jessica Drew's fair game. But as Rich alluded to, we are getting Jessica Drew as the Squall Queen. But we don't know if we're getting an interchangeable head yet. We would all hope so, but that is on the old body as well. This is on a new body. We will give it that, okay? So this is on a new pinless Marvel Legend female body. So you got the pinless double-jointed elbows, and you do have the thicker pinless legs, I think. But let me clarify. No, we don't. Ignore me. I was trying, Hasbro. I was trying so hard, and you couldn't even do that for me. Okay, so half and half again. So good upper half. Bad lower half. So yeah, I don't know, confusing with this one. Again, only one set of hands. At least they're a set though, it seems. 2 open palm, or is that a wall crawling hand? Let's have a look.
I think they're both open, aren't they?
Yeah, they're both open palm, so no swipping hands for Jessica. But
Jessica doesn't.
She doesn't swip. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's fine. That makes sense. So yeah, new upper torso, I do think as well. Negative Zone Mike Hex throws in the super chat or donation. Thank you very much. I will read it. I hate to be negative, but I feel like this wave is an abuse of retro card hype. It doesn't fuel nostalgia, and we get ripped off for the accessories and Build-A-Figure. I don't blame the Marvel Legends team, but execs who probably won't see this. I feel like it feels like end times. I don't think it's end times. I just think they're finding their footings in this new climate of plastic-free packaging, price hikes, and stuff going on behind the scenes. So I don't think it's end times, but I do think we are moving out of the golden age, which we've been living in for a little bit.
What I will say is, since last summer, it just seems like bad decision after bad decision going on behind the scenes. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if there's someone new there. I don't know if Marvel are pushing something, if Hasbro just want more money, or a combination of them all. But it's definitely not the rosy, like happy, joy Marvel Legends would bring in until early 2022. It's been downhill since plastic-free packaging.
Yeah, plastic. There's no good from plastic-free packaging. If Hasbro are lurking, right, and you may be, please, plastic-free packaging. Go and plant.
But then we mourned about this as well, so they're probably thinking, we give you these, and all you've done is mourn.
No, it's just confusing. It's just confusing. I do prefer this packaging, the plastic-free packaging, but why? I don't know. It's so hard, isn't it? It's very confusing. Okay, so there you go. That's the wave there, people. That is your full wave. So you get 4 modern cards, 2 retro cards. 2 cards I would say are retro because they're based off the Toy Biz packaging from the 90s. Some of you weren't even born when that packaging was out, but I had those toys as a kid because I was of a certain age. So I didn't have Rose and Tarantula because I don't think they were in that line, but no, they definitely weren't in that line. But I'm very nostalgic for that card back. As I said, it's my favourite card back. I will be all in. So they've got me for Rose and Tarantula. And they're 2 new characters for the Legends line as well. So they are characters I would like to get 2 of to add to the shelf. So they've got me suckered there. But again, I'm the target audience for that. I've always said that. But the new character designs, not something I need for my current display. As I said, I'm sort of recreating my mind's eye of the 616. No attachment to those character designs. Not saying they're terrible figures. Just for me, no attachment. But I do like that Elektra a lot. I do think that's a really cool sort of amalgamation of Elektra and Daredevil in design from the comics, turned into a decent Marvel Legend in plastic. Just, it's got Spider-Man packaging, which, again, makes me scratch my head, but it won't stop me from buying it if I want it. At least I won't have to buy 2 because, again, none of those modern ones are getting on the wall. So there's me. I've been honest. I'm only in for the actual retro cards. I'm only in for Rose and Tarantula. The others, maybe one day. Maybe. Rich, what are you in for?
I'm going to get Elektra as Daredevil. That's the only one I pre-ordered. And then, like, when they go a bit cheaper, I'll get Jessica Drew and Chasm, I think. They're the only... And Tarantula. I probably will get Tarantula, even though he comes with nothing. But I can't see any of this wave selling out, to be fair. Unless no one orders it, then there's, like, limited amounts, and then they all sell out. Who knows? But I don't see it.
Yeah, it is a weird one. Like the whole debate. Again, we're just talking out loud amongst friends here, people. So again, we complain about plastic-free packaging, which we do very vocally. But then when they do give us plastic on the packaging, we're still complaining. So it is, again, we're a community that we're never going to please. But again, it's just insight and conversation. I did put a poll up on my not a poll, sorry. I did put a post up on my Instagram, and I had a lot of comments on there, which sort of sparked the whole debate of plastic-free packaging, builder figures. Like, so that's why I wanted to ask the question to you guys, to the community. Like, with now Marvel Legends, because back in the day, Legends really didn't have multiple sort of scales. It was like builder figure waves and then occasionally a few deluxes or something like that. But even deluxes were quite new and they worked their way into the line in a sort of regular format. So now with the Mojos and the Modocs of the world, we do seem to have different price points. And the team even made a point of that at the last live stream when they showed off the Super Adaptoid, the 2-packs and like the regular figures, deluxe figures. There's multiple price points for Marvel Legends now. So just as a question, and again, there's no right or wrong answer to this, but just as a general question, do we need builder figures anymore? And that's what the live poll is asking in the chat, because sometimes a builder figure might be a character you want, but what happens if the 6 figures in that wave you don't want? Then you feel frustrated because you may miss out on a character you did want because it's a builder figure and you don't need those figures, etc., etc. But it could work in reverse. Do you know, it could be a builder figure you did want and you wanted all the figures as well, so it's just like a bonus figure, which is meant to be the concept of the builder figure in the first place. You're meant to be rewarded for your loyalty to the line, I suppose. If you complete a wave, there's an extra figure. It's like an incentive, isn't it? And it's always been something we've enjoyed. But now with this new price point and higher prices and less accessories, would we just genuinely prefer more hands and heads with our single-packed Marvel Legends, and we just keep those bigger characters on deluxe packaging, so you can sort of have free reign of what characters you add to your collection? It's a fair question to ask. It's a sort of more complex question for us collectors. But Rich, where do your thoughts lie on that whole Build-A-Figure versus buying it as a deluxe, more accessories? Where do your thoughts lie on all of that?
I like a BAF figure, but the thing is with this wave is we say, oh, this hasn't got BAFs, it hasn't got accessories either. It's both are missing completely, and it's like the retro line has always existed. They haven't had BAF pieces, but they've generally had like more to them, whether they've had extra heads or something. There's been like a bit more in the packaging than you would get to your normal figures. Like going back through the BAF waves, not everything does come with anything. Like there's been X-Men figures where it's literally just an X-Men and the BAF piece. It's not something new. There's usually one figure that is lesser than the others, but it just seems like lately everything is lesser. Everything is just like, oh, like let's celebrate getting extra hands. That's what we're happy about now. We're at that point where someone gets a pair of extra hands and we're like happy, and like Tarantula gets nothing in this wave. But it just seems weird. I don't get why this wasn't a BAF. I think because it was 7 figures, we all assumed it was going to be a BAF and that it was going to be a classic character. And I think a classic Spider-Man villain or hero could have pulled in more people to pick up these newer characters, because it is, as well as comics and MCU, there is a divide between modern day comic books and classic comic books. There are people who will collect that and people who don't like the modern stuff at all. And there's a mix, but obviously Marvel want to push that because that is what they put out. I mean, it's no different to McFarlane. They've tended to push a lot of the newer storylines as well, but equally they've mixed in those classic ones. This has like there's no, I would say in this line, it's not like that A-list character, even though Elektra is well known. She's in the Daredevil costume, which is quite a new one. But like there's a Spider-Man wave, but there's no Peter Parker at all in this wave. Like you've got Miles, and yeah, I suppose he's A-list now because he's been around a lot. But there's just, I don't know, there's just nothing to draw someone into this, I think. That's what I think is missing.
Yeah, even Miles though, like even a big Miles Morales fan who may have read him in Ultimates and even like when he first came into the 616, because even Miles is celebrating like his 20th anniversary or at least now. So like even Miles has been around for a little bit. Like if you were one, you'll be 20 now. Do you know what I mean? Like it's so even time. So if you showed that, I know, quick maths people, genius. What can I say? But if you showed that design to a Miles Morales fan, unless you're reading modern day comics, you won't not even recognize him because the character design's drastically different. And I will say in the past, like just as a Marvel Legend, as I said, this isn't a green screen. I've loved the Legends line for a long time. Like I've always enjoyed the Build-A-Figure concept because I was going to buy the figures, and usually just think we're in an age now where we've had it so good with Legends with literally hundreds of figures coming out a year. Like within the space of the last 3 or 4 years, we've added hundreds of new characters to our collection. So we're getting more picky as consumers as it is, because we're getting like we're getting less A-list new characters coming through. Do you know what I mean? A lot of the heavy hitters we've already got, and now they're diving deeper into the comics type thing. So back in the day, it was easy to buy a wave because you genuinely wanted them all anyway, and the Build-A-Figure would feel like a reward because you would getting all the figures in the wave anyway. Where now with people being a lot more selective, the Build-A-Figures are more frustrating concept because they're not necessarily automatically buying every figure in the wave, which is this wave is an example with the modern figures. But again, I do think that's Marvel actual pushing a mandate onto Hasbro saying, look, this is what's currently in the comics, please make toys of these. Do you know, like, so it's like so much on behind the scenes that, again, we will never know the answers to, but we're just here to speculate and have fun about toys. And there are some fun figures there that I will enjoy adding to the collection. What I don't enjoy is spending more money and getting less, and I think that's the bigger sort of issue that people are having here. But let me go to the chat and see what the poll is. So the poll's over 200 views. 200 votes, sorry. And the poll, again, it asks, should Marvel Legends scrap the Build-A-Figure concept in replacement for more accessories? Okay, so more heads and hands, weapons, etc., instead of a Build-A-Figure. So far, 57% say no, we should keep the BAF waves, but 43% say yes, we don't need BAFs. And just sort of glancing at the comments this evening as well, it does seem like there to be a real mix amongst the community as well in regards to some people not caring, some people actually like the Build-A-Figure concept. And I do think Build-A-Figure is like, the Build-A-Figure waves is like the main line of Legends. Like, it's been such a mainstay for so long. It would be a shame to see it go. But I don't think it would be the end of the world either. And I'm saying that as like a diehard Legends guy. I don't think it would be the end of the world. I don't want it to go. But yeah, when we're getting less and less accessories with the price point staying the same or going higher, there needs to be some sort of balance or something happening to Legends to sort of reignite the collectors to be like, okay, we feel better about our purchase now. Because a lot of people don't have issues with the figures. A lot of people on my Instagram were saying they like the figures. They even like the new character designs, but they'll wait for sale. They'll wait for a sale because people have issue with the value, not necessarily the product. And I'm sure if I put a new poll up saying, who would buy these for half price? Everyone would say yes, which in turn proves that people don't have issues with the toys. Because if you had issues with the figure, you just wouldn't buy it and you just carry on living your life. Like, if you wasn't interested, you'd be like, oh, not for me, carry on living. But the fact that you're still here lingering means that you won't be interested, and it's the price that are putting you off. Because would you buy them all, Rich, if they all went for half price?
Yeah, if these were all £15, $15, I would probably get more.
Which proves my point. It's not that people don't have issues as such with the product. It's the value with the product.
That's what I said when these like leaked, because they leaked before they announced them, like they were leaking on places. I said the only way that people will like this wave if it's like $19.99, then people might be like, okay, it's not so bad. But we knew that was going to happen.
They should really do that. They really need to do that, where they just give us a wave at a better price point and just get people back on board, because a lot of people are like moving away from the line. And again, it's not necessarily because some of the figures ain't great. Don't get me wrong, there's hits and misses as always, but people are moving away not because of the product as such. Yes, the product, again, hits and misses, not perfect, but it's the price and the value that people have issue with. And again, I'm happy to see this isn't on plastic free packaging, because I hate that. And I'm glad to see some retro, but come on, it could have went all retro. Come on, we can name some characters right now, Rich, okay? So, straight away, you've got Rose and Tarantula, right? Two in the wave.
Well, they could have put Craven in this wave, who's already on a retro card. That would have been one. Chameleon could have gone in,
yes,
that would have been one.
How about Vulture? I'll throw Vulture out there to you. Vulture.
And then you need a couple of heroes then.
Smythe. Yeah.
Smythe,
yeah. Who else can we go for on the retro card? Would you take a look at Doctor Strange on the retro card?
He was in the original line, but I don't think he's needed. You could do Madam Web. There we go, a hero character.
Yes, please.
Big throne on the background. That would be worth $24.99.
I've changed my mind. I want Madam Web as a deluxe with the throne now. I don't need on the retro card.
$24.99.
Yeah, all we're saying is there's still plenty of options to make things make sense. But again, clearly things are going on behind the scenes that we're not privy to, and decisions are made. But
what question for you then?
Mm-hmm.
Say no, because I know these are modern designs, right? But there's nothing to say that they couldn't have put them on retro cards. If they had put those 5 designs on retro cards, would you have bought 2?
Oh, Rich, don't do it to me.
Because that's what I think they missed out on. I think they should have just done that.
Yeah, I feel like an idiot by saying yeah, but like, I've gone so deep into, and again, this is just me, just my own personal collecting preferences. I've got every Spider-Man retro card on the wall in a protective case. Like, I'm going all in, like, as I said. So I feel like if I started skipping figures, it wouldn't be part of the collection. I like saying I've got a full collection of Spider-Man retro cards. So yeah, it's sort of a weird loophole, because I wouldn't, but again, I'm an idiot, and I'll publicly say that. Clip this if you want, I'm an idiot, but I probably would, because of the sort of collection I'm building. But that's just me, that's just my collecting preferences. And again, we say this all the time, there's no right or wrong way to collect, there's no right or wrong way to display. That's what's so great about this hobby, is that everyone can display different, everyone creates rules to break rules, people can buy what they want, sell what they want. It's each to their own type thing. But yeah, sucker like me probably would have got those newer characters if they were on the classic retro card, because I would just been like, fuck it. But yeah, so yeah, maybe they did miss a trick.
It's just like, till we know what's happening with the, like, are these cards going to continue? Is this going to be going forward now? Are we going to get like X-Men, like a modern day X-Men on these cards? Are we going to get Avengers wave? Like, is that rumored Marvel Knights going to be on this like type of cards as well? Like, what is happening going forward? And it's just like they could. I think maybe if they'd announced this last week, this is how we come in, people would have had time to like digest the information. But I think most people like woke up today thinking like, oh, the BAF's going to be announced. We'll get those pre-orders up. We'll see what that is. Will I buy the wave? And then it was like, this was announced. And I don't think most people's reaction was a positive one.
It caught everyone off guard. It genuinely caught us off guard. And like, again, we just go off what we know. Like, and what we've been told officially, because the Hasbro team have never really came out and said it. Dan Yoon, when I spoke to him at MCM, sort of hinted to me, give me a little bit of glimmer of hope that we would see retro cards again.
He told you flat out that we were getting retro cards.
But we knew that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse had leaked and they were on retro cards. Like, we've seen that. Like, I know that's not officially been announced, but we're not idiots. We're not naive. We have seen the leaked retro, we've seen the leaked Into the Spider-Verse figures, and they are also on card backs, not retro cards, because they're not retro to anything. They're just on card backs. So that's what I thought Dan was alluding to. I thought he meant that like plastic on packaging would be back type thing, rather than straight up, are we getting Spider-Man? But it's not just Spider-Man I love the X-Men stuff. And there's so many X-Men characters I still love on that orange card as well. Like, I'd love to complete... I know we've got 1,000 Wolverines, right? I know we've got 1,000 Tiger Stripe Wolverines. But I'll take another Tiger Stripe Wolverine on the orange card back.
California
Do you know what I mean?
Devil donated $5.
California Red Devil, thank you very
The
much.
fault, dear Hasbro, lies not in the price, but in the empty boxes.
California Bear Devil, thank you very much for the donation, says, the fault, dear Hasbro, lies in not the price, but in the empty boxes. California Bear Devil is being very philosophical tonight with all of these quotes for us.
He's the bard, isn't he? He's the bard of Shakespearean times.
He's bard. He's got all these very philosophical, bringing some class to this evening, because I definitely certainly don't bring class. There's too many negative with the plastic-free packaging that I don't understand. And it's not just Marvel. It's not just Marvel. This is Star Wars. I know it's a big issue with Star Wars collectors as well. Like, I don't get it. I just wish, like you said, more transparency. If I have another opportunity to speak to the Hasbro team, they probably don't want to speak to anyone on YouTube ever again, by the way. But if I do ever have an opportunity, I wouldn't be surprised. But if I ever do have an opportunity to speak freely to the Hasbro team, again, they give you cryptic answers because they can't always tell you a straight up yes or no or whatever. But I would like to know, look, once and for all, are retro cards still on the table? Or plastic on packaging still on the table, because we're getting mixed messages. We're told they're not, but then you show a reveal and then they show us a wave, but yet there's no official word from Hasbro that plastic can be back. As far as we know, Hasbro have told people they're going plastic free and everything's going to be sustainable, and that's across all lines. But yet here we are. So is it just collector focus lines? Like, I just want to know what's still on the table so we can start speculating about other retro waves. Your beloved Generation X wave. The Generation X card back is still a card back they could recreate. And there's still plenty of X-Men Generation X characters that they are yet to give us. We could get a Pennant. We could get a Husk. Empath. Do you know, like, there's plenty of these characters we still need in Legends form, even after 20 plus years. And they could give it us on a nice card back.
And it would be the 30th anniversary of Generation X next year as well.
We're giving them ideas. You can have that one for free, Hasbro, all right? If plastic packaging is still on the table, then give us that Generation X card. You can reuse them on iBody.
Husk needs to come with accessories. She can't just be a girl who can't pull off the face, right? Yeah. She needs to come with something.
But you've even got the Monet body already. Use that for Husk. You could even give us Emma Frost in that body if you wanted to. You've got Banshee out now. Give us another Banshee. Do you know, like, there's options. There's plenty more options. Fantastic Four, I think we got 10 cards, and I'm happy with. Unless they give us Thing in a trench coat, but I don't think they're going to do that. That would be something I would like, with a cigar. But again, they're not going to give us that. So I think Fantastic Four I'm good with. Still plenty they could give us in the X-Men world. Spider-Man, they could go all day long. I'd get a Rich M on a retro card if it's on a Spider-Man. To be fair, put Rich M on any card back, I'd get it. Not a problem. But you know my point? I'd buy anyone on the Spider-Man card back, but I'm a sucker. But yeah, just wish we knew more. Just wish we knew the answers. It's the not knowing that frustrates us. But it seems like genuinely from the over 221 votes now, people still like the Build-A-Figure. People are saying no, we should keep Build-A-Figure waves. So because again, if you like all the figures in the wave, it's a bonus figure.
And Build-A-Figure is like synonymous with Marvel Legends. Like, if you take away the Build-A-Figure, is it even Marvel Legends anymore? Is it going to be like,
Yeah.
is Marvel Legends going to be rested and
What's
Marvel Ultimates come along or something?
Yeah, there's no incentive for the wave. Sometimes you want all the figures in the wave apart from that last one, but it's got a Build-A-Figure piece, and you don't want the character, but you're like, damn, I need that piece. So you buy the figure, and then sometimes you're pleasantly surprised, and you go, do you know what? I bought this figure for the Build-A-Figure piece. I ended up really liking the action figure, and sometimes as a collector, it's fun to be surprised like that. So
And sometimes you get your Kitty Pride, you take your class's belt, and you chuck it in the bin.
chuck it in the vid. That is the case. Shout out Kevin for the super chat. Let Friday read that out.
Kevin Balderas donated
Thank you, Kevin.
$4.99. If I don't have a Ben Reilly Spider-Man, should I buy the one that already is available to buy? Or pre-order this one?
Okay, so Kevin asked the question, Rich. If I don't have a Ben Reilly Spider-Man, should I buy the one that is already already out and available to buy, or pre-order this one? Now, if my memory serves me right, as I said earlier, the two other Ben Reillys, if you want the jumper look or the hoodie look, are quite pricey on the aftermarket. There are other versions of Ben that are out there, probably still a little bit high. Spider-Man figures on the aftermarket, always a little bit high.
There was a Scarlet Spider in the last retro wave, which isn't that high, but obviously you don't get the alternate head.
Okay.
So you can get that version, which is like his blue and red costume type of thing with the gauntlets on him.
I don't think the character designs for these are bad, by the way. Like, it's genuinely personal preference, Kevin. If you like this character design for Ben,
yeah, it
then go for
it depends which Ben Reilly you like. Like, these are quite modern designs, like Chasm and this Ben Reilly are quite modern. That Ben Reilly is on like the best body I think that they have right now. But obviously, if you are more of a fan of classic 90s Ben Reilly, if you like the hooded jacket look, there's two options to get there. Again, they're a bit pricey, but if you like the Clone Saga suit for him, that came out last year, and you can get that one for retail or less at the minute. So there are different ones.
Yeah, again, it's personal preference, Kevin. Again, as I was saying, no right or wrong answers. It's personal preference. Of course, you can take opinions but from other people, but at the end of the day, my friend, your decision. What character designs you like the most? Go for that. You're building your own world on the shelf. Options, never a bad thing. And with Legends, you've got options for sure. Going to read Super Turk's chat. He says, to be honest, I don't mind these characters. As I said previously, give or take about a Build-A-Figure. If it's given, would like more accessories, but there is honestly no point in stressing over something I have no control over. Yeah, I try and have that mentality as well. And for the record, people, I'm not stressing. Like, I genuinely just like having these conversations. Like, I'm not one of these people online that's trying to start a revolution. I'm just talking subjectively. I try and see it from every angle. And again, at the end of the day, I'm a grown man with my own expendable income, and I will spend it how I wish, regardless of anyone else's thoughts and opinions. Even though I do exactly what Rich tells me. So, other than that, but yeah, again, we're all adults here. I assume everyone here is adults. Do you know what I mean? So, like, completely up to you. Completely up to you at the end of the day. If you like something, don't let anyone else's opinion sway what you want to do, all right? And again, the aftermarket is a thriving thing as well. If you buy something and end up, do you know what? I tried it, didn't like it. You can still sell it at a pretty reasonable price on the aftermarket and just take the pinch for a few quid. Like, it's all part of the fun and games. It's all part of the fun and games.
And conversely, if you don't like it, you don't have to buy it, and you can still talk about it and say why you don't like it.
Exactly. There's lots of YouTube
Everyone's
channels.
opinions are valid.
Lots of YouTube channels that don't buy shit but tell you how shit it is. At least I have shit in hand and tell you if it's good or bad. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying.
I'm gonna start a channel just reviewing renders. That's my new thing gonna be.
There are definitely channels out there that do reviews without having the figure in hand, like reviewing it off pictures. Like, come on, fucking buy the figure at least. Because yes, we buy our figures. Well, to be fair, this year Rich is buying the figures and sending them me. So Rich is the actual source, as we tell you. Codename Chef says, "Hey, Dan. Hey, how you doing, Codename Chef? I
Hello.
see you." Jay says, "I'm still 12 years old." California Red Devil says, "I'm a fetus." Abnugler, let's get it trending. My name only has one N, however. Oh, what was he saying? Abnugler's still trying to find the "It's Dan Who's Fault" hashtag and make Turkish Spider-Man for Tanner hashtag. I'll support that hashtag, but I won't support the other one. There you go. Make Turkish Spider-Man for Tanner. All right, the Spider-Verse is a big place. Okay, so there's enough of that. We managed to talk about the Spider-Man wave for much longer than I expected to, so that was good. We milked that for what it was worth. That was nice. That was nice. We got some content out of that. Let's end on some new toys, Rich, all right? Legends related. So, as I said, thank you for Monet. Go and check out the review on the channel. Very, very nice figure in hand. Promise you, people. And also now, I have both sets. I have my team of Uncanny X-Men complete. Not opened these yet. I will still do a review for them. There are a few up there now as well, to be fair. Online, but I, of course, both opened these now. Very happy. Have you got any pickups this week, Rich?
I didn't get any Marvel Legends this week, but I did get
Mona Lisa
of all turtles.
Look, I'm glad you went there.
Even though she's not a turtle.
I'm glad you went there. I'll talk about this more in Legends and Liquor as it's more the appropriate case. But I did want to just say. It's my channel, right? I'm allowed to swear. Fuck you, Hall of Fun! That's right. All 5 of the 2-packs. And then today, the very sought after accessories pack is here with Mac 1, who is technically a new character. So yes, it's an accessory pack, but it does include a character. Go and watch the Mac 1 episode. He comes from the future and he talks like a Western movie. Very strange. He's not in the episode with the babies, though. That's just for the cartoon packaging. But Mac 1's an actual character. You need him in your collection. So it's more than an accessory pack. And Rex 1, absolute one of my favourite. He's jumped straight up to one of my favourite figures. So, yeah. Fuck you, Hall of Fun. I've got a mate called David, Evan and Smith. And also I know a guy called Ali, all right? So, there you go. There you go. I love the figures. Love all the figures. Love all the 2-packs. Love all the you know me. After Marvel, it's Turtles all day long. Very happy to have that headache done with, and I can now sit back and relax until they reveal something else as an exclusive. Then I'll start panicking again. What were you picking up there, Rich? Something to show off? Oh, nice.
The Street Fighter Power Rangers collection. I haven't opened it yet.
Wait, did you go to the post office?
No, the postman delivered this one.
Okay.
So there's 3 other parcels waiting for me there.
Okay.
So who knows? So yeah, so I got this one off Comics and Cocktails that turned up today. And I got my Mafex Birds of Prey.
Oh, nice.
This is the Harley Quinn
Does she
with the
come
cheese
with,
sandwich.
Does she come with
the cheese sandwich?
No, the little, what are they called? Hyenas.
The other one does. The one in the
okay.
jumpsuit with the roller skates. But I wanted the cheese sandwich version, so this is the one I got.
I do like
egg sandwich,
egg,
not
yeah.
cheese. Egg, sorry.
Yeah, very nice. I do like the Harley Quinn Mayfex and the SH figure art. So I've got a couple on the shelf up here, actually, to be fair. Yeah, very nice. Let me do some plugging real quick. So I do want to say, I've been meaning to say this for a while, but I always want to support the independents, of course, when I can. So as I said earlier on, I was showing off Inderman Toys. Inderman Toys have the new wave up. So do Comic and Cocktails, Star Action Figures, Kapow, all the regular places. Cheaper than Pulse, okay? So if you want to save a few quid, you can get them elsewhere. And I also did want to shout out, I've been meaning to say this for a while, Comics and Cocktails do gift cards. Now, right? I don't know about you, but my missus does not care about my hobby. But Christmas and birthdays come along, she wants to help. She does want to, she's like, well, what can I buy you? But I always feel embarrassed by sending her a link because then it reveals the price to her, if you know what I mean. I'm like, oh, I can't send her that. Then she'll know how much it costs. So I actually like the gift card idea. So this is something new from Comic and Cocktails. So just making you aware, just saying, Comic and Cocktails, trustworthy retailer in the UK, now have gift cards. So if you have got a loved one or a friend that you want to treat, but you're not too sure what collectible they want, get them a gift card, all right? Treat yourself, all right? Shout out Comic and Cocktails, one of the good independents in the UK. They also have the Spider-Man wave up now as well. But yeah, good to see.
Mayfex Harley Quinn, if you want that as well.
There you go. I'm very tempted, talking about Mayfex, Rich, to get the boys, Homelander and Butcher, Billy the Butcher, because they're both got restocked on Comic and Cocktails.
See, I got the NECA Starlight, so I'm gonna carry on with the NECA ones now because I'm like I can't do another line.
No, so I got the NECA Starlight and Homelander 2, waiting for the Black Noir. Shout out Hill Phones, who's finding it in the UK for me, but my pre-order's nowhere to be seen. That was last year's Haulathon, and it's still not in the UK. And people wonder why we worry about Haulathon, because it could be gone forever. But anyway, I'm not worrying about Haulathon anymore. But anyway, before we get out of here, Rich has got an announcement, which I didn't want him to make, but now's the time for it. So if you're still here, and you care about this stuff, with toys, we'll take a break from toys. So if you don't like toys, bugger off. But if you want to hear from Rich, stick around, all right? Rich, reluctantly, my friend, I'm going to put some emojis in the chat. The floor is yours.
So like this is a bit unexpected, but there's been stuff going on in my life. Like I don't share too much about. Like Dan knows a bit, but I don't share everything that's going on. And it's just, unfortunately, this is my last show as super producer. We have got a new co-host come in, but they're not going to be available for a couple of weeks. And my plan was to last until then. But unfortunately, I've got stuff on the next 2 weeks that I can't be here. So it's probably a good way to just step away from being a super producer now. So this is unfortunately my last show. I just got stuff going on, I'm back and forth America with my new girlfriend. It's just like loads of stuff to do.
Delaware, right? Delaware, yeah. Delaware. His missus lives in Delaware. Got a new job in America. Is this smell-o-vision? What's going on? Everyone who sits on this side of the screen keeps leaving me. What's going on?
I won't be gone forever. I will still be about. I'll still be like in the chat, but this is just my last show as super producer.
It's not going to be the same. You'll forever be the super producer. It's like a president. Like, do you know the president still gets called a president even when they're not president? You'll still be the super producer regardless. So no, I do have someone temporary stepping into the co-host role for the next couple of weeks. They know who they are. You'll find out next week, so tune in for that. But I do have a temporary co-host for the next couple of weeks. Still talking about toys. And then in 2 weeks' time, we'll have the new co-host back officially. So yeah, interesting times, transitional times. We're in our third year of streaming, and I've only missed 1 week because I was ill that week, so I'm sure people can let me off. And that was at the start of this year. But otherwise, we're in our third year. We don't plan on stopping. As I said, we enjoy this. This is my sort of... I don't go down to the pub and chill with my mates and talk about toys. This is my little escape to talk some toys with you guys. And again, Legends and Liquors this weekend as well. So if you have any final thoughts for Rich, please share them in the comments before we get out of here. We'll ramble for a little bit. Just to give you an opportunity to say any final words. But a lot of Rich emojis in the chat, a lot of crying emojis. Today, Rich, for example, we had like over 200 people watching us, which is great for our time. I always think for our time slot, in regards to different time zones, I think we always do a great job, but without you here, I'm going to be struggling to hit 50, I think, because people are here for you and you alone.
They're not. They're really not. It was Dan Who before me. There'd be Dan Who after me.
It's just a channel name, but the channel's everyone who contributes. I try and get everyone involved. Everyone who supports my channel, I try and get them involved and try and introduce new people to the community consistently. And again, this show's been about that. Legends and Liquor's about that. And Legends and Liquor this Sunday, people, as well. So again, quick plug for Legends and Liquor. Let me do that again, real quick. And again, go and watch. Actually, let me play some things real quick. Curtis Randall just says no with a couple of rich emojis. Quite a lot of rich emojis. Agnuggler, though, I'm not liking this. Agnuggler doesn't even give me he's not even a channel member anymore, the bastard. But he says, finally getting rid of that pesky Rich M. He says, best news today. That's
Agnuggler is loose now. Look out, YouTubers, because he's going to need a new nemesis in life.
Daniel S. also says, no. Sad times. Ed Who Collects says, and I will always love you. Pink Psylocke says, you're awesome, bro. Curtis says, good luck with everything, Rich. Doc Avenger says, so long, my friend, but you will be truly missed. Your boy's got toys. Says, Sigh, Rich, you're the only sensible one on the show. It's true. It's really true.
Dryden donated with a super $5. Chat. Thank you for everything, Rich. I wish you well and see you soon.
That's very kind of you, Stryden. He said, thank you for everything, Rich. I wish you well and I will see you soon. Travis says, you will be very missed, Rich. Tell me about it. I'm going to have to do more work on my own bloody stream now. Shit. The quality of this stream is about to dip. Next week is just going to be me like really flustered, like panicking, pressing buttons and shit. Here's some graphics. What was I doing? Right, I was plugging Joe's and Juice. The last episode of Joe's and Juice is on the channel right now, people. Go and show that some love. Let me get the link in the chat for you. So if you want some long form content after today's stream, go and check out Joe's and Juice with me. Mark and Tom. I'm just grabbing the link for the chat. Joe's and Juice. There you go. Go and enjoy. Recapping all of the classified news from yesterday. And then, of course, there's Turtles and Tea as well. So let me get that. So there you go, Joe's and Juice, now Turtles and Tea. Look at these intros, people. Look at these intros. So good. Go and check out the last Turtles and Tea with me and Tanner. Recapping a lot of stuff, but I'm sure we'll be talking a little bit about Turtles on this week's Legends and Liquor as well. And that is what I wanted to say. I wanted to plug Legends and Liquor. This Sunday, people, Legend and Liquor, back to a full show, 2 groups, 8 guests a pair. So if you want to be on Legend and Liquor, let me know. Please send me an individual message on Instagram, okay? If you're watching on the replay, you've got until about Saturday to let me know, and then I'll usually close the door Saturday night, so I'm not stressing on Sunday morning. But there you go. Thank you so much. I'll jump. Let's go to the chat real quick while we wrap up here, because we will wrap up a little bit early tonight. Since it's Rich's final occasion, give him a bit.
You want to see Dan cry on stream?
It's true. It's true. It's true. Mini Plastic Multiverse says, going to miss you on the show, Rich. Sad to see you go. Such a top bloke. Next week, Dan's going plastic free. Says your boy's got toys. California Red Devil says, if I promise not to bag a Jubilee, will you stay? Paul's also gutted. All the best, Rich. Damien says, so when are you planning to open your One Welsh toy emporium? We'll visit someday.
If I ever do that, Damien, you can definitely visit and buy all my Thundercats.
Well, Mr. M, it's been an honour, says Cap Lives. Greg says Rich M is going to need to make Dan some crash course tutorials on making graphics. Wolf is going to poach Rich M and make a comeback with the lives. Look, I've been saying forever, Miguel needs to come back to the lives. Doesn't have to do it every week. Just pop it when you want.
Big Sad donated
And
$5.
You've always got toys, hang on.
I'm just not being the super producer, Dan Who Miguel. You know, if the Wolfpack's coming back and he's a new super producer.
Let me replay this super chat from your boys got Big Sad. Let me just replay that. Friday was reading that out. Your boy's got Big Sad. He's not.
Got the money in the bank.
Friday's saying it right now.
YA Boys got Big Sad donated $5. I won't cry because it's over, Rich. I'll smile because it happened.
Oh, it's very sweet. He said, I won't cry because it's over, Rich. I'll smile because it happened.
It's better to have loved and lost, Alexi, than never to have loved at all, isn't it?
We're deep tonight. We're deep tonight, people. Where's the bar at? Where's he gone? Look at that. Daniel Ortiz. He's ready. He's ready to get involved. Daniel Ortiz has upgraded his membership to Members Club. That means he is getting involved with Legends and Liquor. He says, I'm ready to join Alan Al. Let's do it. Daniel Ortiz, my friend. We have been waiting. There's been a space for you, ready to go. You are in Group 1. I will put you in Group 1 this week and get you. See, the streak continues with adding some new people. Now, Daniel's missus reached out and actually showed us his display room. He's got an epic display. We'll show off some pictures on Sunday. But yes, Daniel Ortiz, my friend, it'd be good to get you on. Long time. Name in the chat. Let's show the people the face behind that name. And again, that's what I encourage to everyone in the community. Is like, get involved. Come and jump on. Show your face. Let people see who's behind the username. So yes, Daniel Ortiz, that's amazing. Thank you so much for upgrading that membership, and you are absolutely on Legend of Liquor on this Sunday for sure. Thank you so much. Lots of rich emojis going on in the chat as well. Jay says, won't be the same without you, Rich. Much love. Damien also says, ho, which I'm assuming he's not calling you a ho. I'm assuming that's in reference to the Thundercats.
Maybe it is. Who knows?
What does he know? Rob Pollock with the super chat. Thank you very much, Rob.
Rob Pollock donated $5. I'll toss a shadow cat in the bin for you, Rich.
Thank you very much, Rob Pollock. He said, I'll toss a shadow cat in the bin for you, Rich. Everyone in on us tonight, before you go bed, just get a Kitty Pryde off your shelf. Chuck her out the window in honour of Rich.
And just buy a Monet and look at anytime you see it, you'll think of me.
Yeah,
look, there you go.
Just have a little
You'll all
Monet.
have reminders out there.
Just have a little Monet on the shelf. All right, people, we're going to wrap up today then. As I said, I've got Legend Liquor on Sunday anyway, so I will be back this week. There is already Joe's and Juice on the channel right now, so if you're still lingering for some long-form content, then you can go and check Joe's and Juice out. Just going to end the poll right now with 242 votes, and it is going to end with 59% of the community say no, we should keep the Build-A-Figure, and 41% say we don't need the Build-A-Figure anymore. So 41% is a decent chunk, but over half are still saying no, keep the Build-A-Figure. So shows you where the community's lying at the minute. People still love the Build-A-Figure, but I do think there's people that don't think they'd be missing out without it as such, I guess. But yeah, interesting conversation. Thank you for joining us this evening to talk about the confusing Spider-Man wave. Hits, misses. Are retro codes back? We don't know. Where the accessories gone? We don't know. Are there some good figures in there? Yeah, sure. Where their hands though? We don't know. It's a mystery. But Rich, any final words? The floor is yours.
Just thank you to everyone for like watching, and like I came here for one episode 27, and I ended up staying for like 120 something. So it's been a great time, and I'm not going far. I'll still be back in the chat. I'll still be around, and it's been great talking to everyone. And I'll still be on Instagram at Displayed Ones. There we go. Maybe I'll start posting more often now. Who knows?
What's crazy is that we've got 134 people watching us. Well, we did. It just jumped up. And that's today's episode, 134. So that was perfect as you were summering up there. So yes, please, as I said, Rich ain't going to disappear completely like Brandon. Where's that guy gone? No one knows. Rich is still going to communicate in groups and stuff. So Displayed Once. Follow Displayed Once on Instagram, all right? It's in the description. It has been every single time. It's on the screen every time Rich is on screen. You got no excuse. Go and follow Displayed Once. Can I get the link real quick? I'm gonna go and get the link for you, Rich. Gonna post it in the chat for you there. There we go. Copy that. There you go, people. There you go. Oh shit, that's a give me a giant redirect link. Don't want that. Stupid Instagram. All right, there we go. There you go. Right, lots of links. If you're in the replay crew and you're watching this and you want to show some love to Rich, send them a little DM. Say, Rich, I like what you did there.
And hit the like button. Get that up to like the most it's ever been.
Apparently so. And the Wolfpack's lingering. He's like this is where the wolf intake comes in. It's like, oh, okay. There's a super producer available. All right. What's he doing Saturday evening? I wonder what's going on. Miguel, get on a live stream. Come back on a live stream. You don't have to commit to do them weekly. Just pop up when you're free on one Saturday, my friend. Let's get the Wolfpack back live in the community for sure. Last word of the day from Rich, says the Fossil. Okay, let's do that. Last word of the day from Rich.
There can be only one last word, I think. Suck it, Abnugler.
How about that? Okay, so if you're here live in the chat now, you know what to do. Go to the comment section of this video and write, suck it, Abnugler. That's right, Abnugler. That's what you get for cancelling your channel membership. We still love you, but that's what you get. I would have shut that down, but no. It's like Rich's last show. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. If you're on the replay crew, thank you so much. Spider-Man wave, where's the Build-A-Figure, blah, 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 blah. Buy what you want, don't buy what you want. It's as simple as that. I'll get that on a t-shirt one day. Let's give them a wave, Rich. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. I'm gonna speak to your agent and see if we can discuss some contracts and see if I can make something happen. Where are you going? Do I seriously smell though? Honestly, what is wrong with it? I'm gonna switch around the way I sit. I'm gonna have that side next week so I don't put anyone off next stream.
You gotta see how long the next co-host will last in 2 weeks' time.
Is there smell-o-vision on this Zoom? What's going on? Is this some new advanced version of Zoom? Do I stink? Amanda, do I stink? She'd say yes, to be honest. Pointless asking her. He says that's very aggressive. I'm only joking. I'm only joking. Abnugler knows I love him. I send love down the well all the time. He even says touche, Rich M. Well played.
Rafa, you're my favourite, really.
See, it's all love. And you only get to know that stuff if you listen until the very, very end of these videos. But if you're still here and you're on the replay, then click one of the other videos and go and enjoy something. And I'll see you on the next one. Rich won't because he's leaving me. The tears they started, Rich. I thought I'd get away with it, but there.
Hwyl fawr.
Bye bye.